Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to another video. Boy, this is gonna be a pretty big video here. We're gonna talk about Kathleen Kennedy, aka the president of Lucasfilm. We're going to be talking about her and rumors about her leaving and all that. So if you guys haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. You guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Or I guess X, because Twitter and X are the same thing, but I kind of like calling it Twitter, but it's called X. You guys can follow me on that over there. Also, I'm trying to get to, 1K subs, so please subscribe to my channel and all that too, because if you get to 1K subs, I'll give you guys a super reward video for you guys. But for now, let's go ahead and actually get into this video. So, there's actually talk here that Kathleen Kennedy might be gone by the end of this year. Yes, she might be gone by the end of this year. And, I don't know if I want to believe it or not until it actually happens. Because, honestly, they've been saying this stuff for years. People have been saying for years that Kathleen Kennedy, was going to be leaving and all that, and then she gets her contract, extended and all that, and she's still not there. So I don't know what the heck's going on. I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm just going off, the rumors. This is rumors. So this is not actually facts. This is rumors. But personally, though, she's done a shitty job running, she's done a shitty job, running the company, and all that. It's been very bad. And I think George Lucas made a big mistake, putting her in charge. Because George Lucas did, he put her in charge, and all that. She was put in charge of the company. Personally, I think George Lucas made a big mistake actually selling the damn company to Disney at all. But, can't do much about it now. But things have not been going too well. Things have gotten really bad, for this company and all that. And it's not doing well at all. It is doing horrible. They have figures that are not selling, their shows are not performing. Hell, we haven't had a damn movie in, since the Rise of Skywalker. We have not had a Star Wars movie since the Rise of Skywalker. We've had some that were announced. Some were announced, but a lot of them were either canceled or they were turned into shows. So, we had a Solo 2. Personally, in my opinion, I actually didn't mind Solo. I hated the sequel trilogy, but I didn't mind Solo. It wasn't that bad. I kind of think they did a pretty good job, telling Han Solo's backstory on how he met Chewbacca and all that at Lando. I do think it's weird though how they made a robot and all that take over his ship, her memories were planted in the ship, which can be kind of confusing, because I'm there's no hint at all of that. We've never seen that brought up again, so I don't know why they even bother putting a robot's memories in there, But yeah, that was a thing that happened in the movie too. But it wasn't really that bad. I don't think it was as bad as the sequel trilogy, but definitely not great. It was still, I think it was good, but not as good as the prequels. I actually didn't mind the prequels, but even the original trilogy was good. I think probably my least favorite movie of the prequel trilogy is probably Attack of the Clones, just because it was very slow at times, and I felt like it dragged. But even then, it was still not that bad. But the thing is, though, is they had movies like that. They also had they were gonna make an Obi-Wan movie. They turned it into a TV show, which I felt like was unnecessary. I think it was unnecessary to make a movie in general. Like, I felt like there wasn't really a lot to tell. There really wasn't a lot you could have told with the story. That's the problem. But without, changing up the story a bit. So, in Revenge of the Sith, you have Obi-Wan defeats Anakin. He leaves him there to burn and all that. And then he gets turned into Darth Vader. Then we have him hanging out on the planet with Luke, but there's not really, a lot to tell, because, again, we don't meet Darth Vader until, like him and Anakin don't meet Darth Vader until, way later. So, they don't meet for the first time in a long time. So I don't really get why it was necessary to make it. Now, I guess they made changes before, but they made some tweaks and changes, even in the Clone Wars show. But honestly, I feel like they kind of went a little. I feel like it did not feel necessary to make it, but they made it. And instead of making a movie, they decided to make a TV show, and it focuses on Princess Leia and all that too, instead of Luke, which is what people wanted, But I don't know. I just know. I just know that it's been. I just know there's been a lot of drama going on behind the company and all that here and there and all that. But there's been talk that she's been wanting to leave for a long time, but she's she was gonna get fired or something, but she has not. I know she's like 71 years old though. Like, if you look her name up, she says she's 71 years old, which is pretty old to be in charge of a company. It's not like super old, in today's world, because people have been living a lot longer. But we also have Bob Iger, and Bob Iger's older than she is. I think Bob Iger's like in his mid 70s or late 70s. I can't remember how old he is exactly, but he's like in there. Up there too and all that, but honestly, I don't know if you speaking of Bob Iger, I don't even know if you were to fire her, if it would do any good, because he's also a shitty CEO too. He's what's damaged his damn company, and of course people are out there blaming it on Chapek. People are blaming it on Chapek, again, it's his fault and all that and this and that, they're putting it all on the blame. I've seen people out there do that, and I'm like, it's not Chapek's fault. Chapek was probably responsible for some of this stuff, but there's also been people out there, saying that, that he didn't really have any creative control over the company, and Iger was the one who was kind of doing this shit, which, I could kind of see that, but because Iger's a very big control freak. He wants everything, to be controlled by him and all that, and that's the problem. If they were to fire her or they were to oust her, it probably would not change. They probably would find another shitty person, to come in the company and all that. They would do that. They would find somebody that's also bad and to come in the company and all that and screw things up. Again, that's the problem. I don't think getting rid of her will do any good. Because remember, this company is owned by Disney, and Disney as a company as a whole is a shitty company now. So taking out Kathleen Kennedy from a property they own, it's not gonna do any good. If things are not good in the company as it is, they'll just find somebody else to replace her. What I could see happening here is, I can guarantee they'll if they do oust her, they'll probably throw a bunch of money at her and freaking get her out of the company. And then probably, like I said, they'll probably hire somebody else who's horrible at their job too and all that, and maintain the stuff and all that, and that'll just lead to some problems. Like I said, I don't have any hope anymore. As long as this company is owned by Disney, I have no hope and no faith in this company anymore. I don't even have any faith in Disney anymore. Like I said, I'm at the point where I just don't have faith in them anymore. And I hate to say this, but I do wish I kind of wish they would just be put out of their misery. Like, I kind of wish they would just go bankrupt already. And I hate to say that, because, I want these properties to do good. And the problem is, though, too, is if they go bankrupt, a lot of their shit will go down underneath them, because all this shit they have acquired over the years, it'll go down with them. So, the company will be no more, but then, we would lose all these properties. The problem is they fucking damaged them so badly, like, I'm like, again, it's like it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter what you do. It's just gonna end up, like, I feel like it's just gonna, like I said, they're not gonna get much better. I think they're fixing some problems, but they're not like again, I don't thought they had the creativity they once did and all that, and then, again, them acquiring shit like Lucasfilm is not gonna do any good either, and especially blaming it on Chapek, even though this shit has gone downhill, before he became the CEO. Before he even became the CEO, it's gone downhill. Because, like, Iger, when Iger was, what was it, when he was around, the first time around before, he came back and all that, like, he did some shit, too, like, he screwed over George Lucas. George Lucas was supposed to have, was supposed to make the sequel trilogy. He stabbed him in the back, he basically, they and people are out there, I see people out there, too, like saying, oh, it's George Lucas's fault for selling the company and all that, and, and I mean, I've heard rumors about, like, George Lucas, wanting to sell the company because he was tired of people complaining at him, but it's not his fault that Disney betrayed him and fucked his damn studio up like this. It's not his fault. In fact, they lied to him. They told him that he was gonna be able to make the sequel trilogy and didn't, which would have probably been better than what it is here. I mean, I will admit the prequels, I will say, had some problems with them too, but they were definitely no nearly as bad as the sequel trilogy. They were not. And that's the problem, that's the problem. And I hate too how people are out there blaming George Lucas or Chapek for what has happened, when I'm like, I mean, again, I'm not saying that they both didn't do anything, because like I said, George Lucas, I think he would have been better off just ignoring what people said and be like, I'm just not going to make any more projects. People won't make any more projects. Or like, he could have just made more projects and stuff too. Because, I mean, some of his decisions were questionable, but again, he still had his creative work. And then Chapek, Chapek was only the CEO for, like, 2 years of the Walt Disney Company, so he couldn't have done a lot of damage to it. That would have been all Iger that did that shit. I mean, Iger's the one who was in charge of building that damn, hotel. I mean, well, Chapek was in part of the parks, but Iger was the one who decided to, like, well, I don't know about, like, build the hotel. That might have been Chapek, but I know he was in charge of, like, theming it and all that, and it with the price hikes on it, and then re-theming it, I'm like, that people didn't want to go to the damn hotel because it didn't feel like Star Wars, and it wasn't even based off the original or the prequel trilogy. I mean, they could even have the sequel trilogy in there, but instead they kind of had to shove it down people's throats, and people were just fed up with it. That's the problem. I think Star Wars is just dead. And I mean, getting rid of Kathleen Kennedy, it ain't gonna do nothing. It's gonna do absolutely nothing. She's damaged this company and all that, And I hate how she's like freaking like the Force is female and all that. Like I've even seen her wear. I think I've seen her wear shirts like that, and I'm like that the Star Wars was not just for females; it was for males too. I mean, there were more males that watched it, but females watched it too. You know, it's a bunch of bullshit, and I don't agree with what she's been doing, but yeah, I think I think it's dead. I think it's dead. Marvel is getting there too. Marvel's getting dead with Kevin Feige. I mean, replacing Kevin Feige won't do much good either. And I mean, the thing is too, even with like Bob Iger, you can replace Bob Iger as a CEO. The problem is they can find somebody who's worse than him, or they can find somebody who's just as bad. I think the only way to save the Disney company as a whole is to find somebody, who can go in there and fix all the stuff. But yeah, they can go in there and fix all the stuff. Like, all the stuff, and, like, reset everything, because I don't think they need to own all the stuff either. I mean, I'm fine with them. I think I'm fine with them, owning Marvel, but I don't think they need to own Star Wars. They need to just sell it off. I think they could just sell it off and out to somebody else. And then we have, I feel like they don't need the Muppets. They can sell the Muppets off sell 20th Century Fox. They definitely need to sell that off because that's what they overspent on. And then I think they need to sell things like Hulu too. Not to mention not only sell stuff, but again, bringing back creativity too to the company. Like let people just make their shit. Don't tell your employees we want it like this or that. Let them make their own shit. I'm like, we don't need you going in there either and telling people like Deadpool, Wolverine. We gotta not allow this certain amount of jokes and this and that and that's the thing though. That's the thing. Then people can make their own stuff, But that's the problem. Hold on a second here. Hey, get down. Sorry, my cat was trying to get in my food. But yeah, anywho, yeah, that's what I was saying, though, but what I'm saying is, I feel like it's gonna take a lot of work to fix the company, and like I've said, too, I don't even know if it'll even get better. I think at this point, like I said, I lost faith in Star Wars, I lost faith in Disney, I lost faith in a lot of their stuff. I think it's all dead. Like I said, they pretty much ruined all this stuff, which is sad, but that's pretty much what they did. I mean, there could be a possibility this stuff could be changed, but like I said, I don't think it is. And like I said, replacing, a president or a CEO, it's only going to do so much, it's only going to do so much. Especially when a lot of them have so much power over people, I've heard rumors too about, about Kathleen Kennedy, possibly being, very controlling and kind of screwing stuff up with other people. Because apparently she's worked on a bunch of films in the past, but I've heard people coming out and saying this to people, and it's not okay. And I know there's people out there too that are attacking other people because, that's what they were doing, so they were attacking their fans, which is not helping your case. It's just making you look like absolute scumbags, makes you look like scumbags, to your fans, and I just that's the problem. It's just they don't know what they're doing with the shit, and when they screw something up, they'll blame the fans and all that, and I think that's probably part of the problem with Kathleen Kennedy too. I feel like she's kind of she's basically very controlling and all that, and wants to do things her way and all that, and people just don't want to fucking deal with it. People are literally leaving the company because they're not just, Star Wars, like I said, Disney, because Disney, again, owns Star Wars, they own it. They're basically just, they're leaving the damn company because they're fed up with this shit. They are. They want to make their own shit without having other people up their ass about it all the time, because then it makes it, a toxic, work environment for people. Not to mention, with not being able to make things certain ways, it's even like that with their actual shows, like Disney shows, like Gravity Falls, for example, like the person who made Gravity Falls had to make all these damn changes to the show because Disney didn't want it like this, and that's the problem. Because then you gotta redo fucking writing and all that. I'm like, again, let people just make their own stuff. No, I know that other companies have done this too. I mean, even Nickelodeon's done this with SpongeBob and the Fairly Odd Parents, but I think it's way worse with Disney than it is anywhere else. And I mean, now we also have other places too people can go besides Hollywood, and yeah, I think that's the problem too, is they're running out of money, they're running out of people to work with, and I mean, they can replace them with AI all they want, but somebody has to program the AI, and they're just gonna program it probably what they want, Hell, if AI ever gets smart enough, which is a scary thing, but could actually happen in the near future here, especially the way it's going now. It could probably happen in our lifetime, but AI can get smart enough or it can defend itself. And then, and then basically, you're pretty much screwed there too, because if AI could think like actual human beings, they're not going to want to work with that too, so I'm like, I know it's a funny thing to say, but AI is getting smarter, it's getting like that, and I'm just saying, even if you program it to think like actual humans where it can do it on its own, and you don't even need somebody to work it, then you're still gonna have the same problem, and you're gonna have the same problem here. So it ain't gonna work. That's the problem. It's just not gonna work there, But replacing your employees isn't gonna do anything either. They just need to go back and make good stuff again. They need to go back and make good stuff, But that's the problem. They just don't care, and that's the problem. That's what's hurting the company. And yeah, the company is not in good shape. They're not, and even their stock, like I said, their stock is going up a little bit, but there probably are people in the company that are probably buying stock too, to make it look like it's doing very good when it's not. Or you got people out there, like I said, people who are trashing on people's opinions and all that of Star Wars and other parts of the Disney company, and shitting on them because they can't have their own opinion, and and pointing out what crap that's actually true and all that. That's the problem there too. They're probably buying out stock too. I mean, you can buy stock all you want, you can buy it, but I'm just saying it's not going to be really worth anything, if none of your crap is making money, and that's the problem. It's getting pretty bad. But I don't know, but I think I'm kind of going on and on about this, but like I said, I don't think Star Wars is going to get better. I feel like it may get a little bit better if Kathleen Kennedy ain't in charge, but I don't think it's ever going to go back to the way it was before. I think it's done for. I think it's sad to say, but not just it, but the company in general. I mean, people are giving up not only on Star Wars and Marvel and all that. People are giving up on the whole Disney company. And like I said, the whole Disney company owns a lot of shit too. So like I say, if they're not making money, they go under. Everything they acquired goes under with them, and that's the problem. And I'm not saying that you should worship, or not you should not give this company money. I wouldn't give it money. I mean, if they're gonna ruin my childhood things, screw them. Screw them. Not just that, but if they're like I said, they're treating their employees like shit. They're making fun of people's opinions. I don't blame them. Because I've even heard rumors, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard rumors too about Disney, and all that, and other Hollywood studios kind of coming in and kind of censoring YouTube and all that, and other platforms, like Facebook and all that, which I'm just if that's true, I'm that's not okay. That's just not okay, And that makes, wanting to be on these platforms also a bad thing, where there's already people moving away from some of these platforms as it is, but I was actually going to make this in its own video, but I think I'm going to talk about it here, just because it's not going to be very long, but there actually is, like, if you like, I don't know if you guys have heard or not, but a lot of these, studios, studios, like news outlets, and all of this are getting in trouble for censoring people's, crap. Like, I've been through that. I've had people censor my stuff, too. And that's the problem, too. I'm like, that's the problem with, like, Google and all. They're getting in deep shit because of this. And not just Google, like, Facebook and all. They're all getting in trouble. And Hollywood news outlets, like, ABC News and all, they're getting in trouble for this stuff. And I don't know if, like, that would lead to, there's too many people doing this. I don't know if that would lead to getting arrested. In reality, people can go to jail, I think, for that stuff. Just normal people doing it is not, like, they can't really throw them in jail, because it's not like you can just locate their personal stuff as easily, but, like, they can, like, these companies, people behind these companies that do this shit can go to jail and all that. Like, it's getting bad, but I think it's just getting to the point, too, with the censoring stuff, where I feel like it's just political crap, and you got people who are just wanting to have their own damn opinion, and, like, that's kind of where the whole, like, Disney, because Disney and other, not just Disney, other Hollywood people are doing this, too. They'll go and, like, censor stuff and all that, and just because they don't want people to see this stuff. I'm like, that's not okay. You don't do that shit. That's against the, that's kind of against the law and all that. Like, you're breaking the law here. They did the same bull crap with freaking, like, The Lion King, too. Like, they did this with The Lion King, too. They would, like on, I think they were on, like, X, I think. Instagram or X, I can't remember. One of them, they were, like, people were getting pissed at them because, Disney was trying to go out there and try to make it look like their movie was doing better than the Sonic movie, when it was not. And people were pointing it out, and they basically, got rid of their comments and all that. It's basically kind of what they do. And that's the problem. That's why I don't use platforms like Reddit either. Reddit's awful at this. YouTube's not as bad, but they're like up there. They're pretty bad, and I'm just like, let people have their own opinions. Like, you don't need to, like, censor people and all that. Let people have their own opinion. Like I said, it's against the law to be censoring people's stuff like this, and that's not okay. Political stuff and stuff in general. They can censor stuff, if it's, really bad, like if people are being very toxic, but a lot of these people are just throwing their opinions out there, and you're, like, doing this stuff, but, like, and that's the problem. I don't like that, but, yeah, I was gonna make a video on that, but I was like, I kind of don't have a lot to say about that, because I've already kind of been talking about it a little bit, but, yeah, I think this stuff is definitely going to change with that, too, but, like, which is good, but I wish I could say the same thing about Lucasfilm and Disney as a company, and that goes for, like, other studios like Warner Brothers and all that, too. I hope that's the case, too. But I don't know. But I'm going to probably go ahead and actually, I think I'm going to probably go ahead and let things go from here, though. I just kind of wanted to share my, thoughts on this stuff, but like I've said before, I don't think this stuff's going to get much better. I think we're probably going to end up seeing, bad things happening here. But I will say that, like I said, the censoring stuff, I think, is definitely going to die down. Because I don't know if I brought this up before, but I'm like, you shutting people up, that's not going to stop people from hating your stuff. And I think people are learning that. Because look what they did when they, like, oops, sorry, I don't know what the heck that is. I don't know why I just clicked on there. My bad. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, here we go. But I was going to say, before I let the video go, I was going to point this out, that, Yeah, they tried really hard to do this with election stuff, and that's illegal. That definitely is illegal there too. Definitely can get a lot of trouble, and that's what's happening too. They're getting in trouble for this stuff. But like, again, it's not just political crap that they do this to. They do this with the people in general, and that's not okay. And that's just not okay. But like, I mean, like I said, you shouldn't be getting involved with that. But that's the thing too. With hating movies, you can remove the comments, you can remove the dislike buttons, but that just makes people not want to use your platform because people want to read comments and all that to have fun. That's what I'm trying to tell people. I'm like, I mean, people like I've been noticing the comment section, especially on YouTube, is kind of coming back a little bit. Like, I've noticed they're not doing it as bad with the kid videos, but there's still a lot of older videos and kid videos that they've removed comments. So, yeah, I don't know. But there's been a lot of stuff going on with YouTube, too. There's also been the whole thing with, I had my, I noticed some of my videos are randomly disappearing, from the playlist, too. I've been seeing that. I'm thinking that might be an AI thing. I don't think that has to do with actual, because people are using bots and AI to, like, function a lot in these studios now, and they probably just need to have actual human beings do it, but, yeah, I've been noticing my videos have been kind of disappearing from the playlist, but that's why I'm backing them up, too. I'm backing the videos up, but anywho, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and actually get going now, because I need to get going, I'm actually gonna be taking my dog for a walk here in a little bit, because it's nice out. I don't even know where he went. Oh, he's over by the door. He's laying by the door. He's not actually standing by the door, but yeah, it's actually pretty nice outside. That's what I'm going to be doing. Anywho, see you guys later. Also, my phone's starting to ring, so see you guys later.